Hello, you all right, guys? So it's it's time for some more Sleeping Beauty. We'll wait for a few more people to join, as we always do. Been traumatic here today, actually. Been a busy day in the Halpin Thompson Halpin household. Broke a plate earlier on, smashed it everywhere. Been warming my Spramp in front of the fire. He's okay now. He's settled down. He was very energetic earlier on. Um, we're having burgers tonight for tea, along with parmentier potatoes, which I've just been preparing. So lots going on, but great to see you guys. Hope you're all well. Not going to be any gremlins tonight. Not going to be any issues. Not going to be any problems. No tech issues. All going to be there and live and good. So yeah, as always, feel free to join in. Hey, Mr. Harris, how are you? Hope you've got the kids with you. Hope you're well. Feel free to join in, interact, ask any questions. If you want me to recap on the story, anything at all, this is your next sort of like 10, 15 minutes to enjoy. So let's get cracking. Hello, Lorna. Dame Much, good evening to you. Good evening. We have royalty. We can commence command royal performance this evening for Dame Much. Fantastic. Okay. Linda. Hello, Linda. Linda Holston. From the Holston family is here. Of course, that Holston family. I hope you and the kids are all well. Kids, you're young adults. Hope they're all good. Alison, hello. Right. Oh, it's a rocking house tonight. So let's get started with the theme tune. Sing the theme tune. Sing the theme tune. Here we go.
Jackanory.
Oh, a bit of light shadow there. There we go. Hello. So, this evening, good evening, Alan John Hardy. And Lee Thompson is asking, where's my wizard sleeve? Now, just before we start, I haven't got a wizard sleeve, but my husband, my partner in crime, my soulmate, is obviously a production and events manager. And he said, you can't do storytelling without costumes, right? So he provided me with this. Can you see? Like, sort of like, it's a wizard's hat, not a wizard sleeve. Doesn't do. Hello, Jolene. Oh, Lily May and Charlie are tuned in. Great to see you guys. Not really thinking it does anything for my face. So maybe when we have a wizard story, this will definitely brim up's much better. Hardly alpha, but yeah. So thank you, Lee. There's the wizard hat, and we'll have more of that to come. So Sleeping Beauty, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, part 3. Now, quick recap. When we last met Sleeping Beauty, it was her 15th birthday. Okay, it was her 15th birthday. She was as happy as anything, smiling and gayed out in her banana yellow dress with her pointy shoes. Her 15th birthday, and she decided to explore the castle because Mum and Dad, Queen Cake Tin, and King Curly Top were out. They'd gone out shopping. Hey, Joe Domain. They'd gone out shopping, so and left her on her 15th birthday. So she went exploring, and she opened the door. Do you remember? And she found an old woman sitting there. And last night we discovered that the woman was spinning, and Sleeping Beauty reached forward, touched the spindle, and pricked her finger. Kim Bloomfield, good evening to you. Hope you and Ian are well, and the kids. And pricked her finger. So obviously what happened was, as soon as she felt the prick of the spindle, the princess fell asleep on the bed in a deep sleep. The old woman fell asleep upon her chair, and every other living creature within the palace also fell asleep. Should we try that? There we are, a nice big sleepy tongue. Okay, so all falling asleep. At that very moment, the king and queen had returned home for their daughter's birthday. Now they come back, right? After going down Asda, trying to pick up a cake at the last minute. Not good, not good. They fell asleep in the great hall of the palace, because every palace had a great hall. The lords and ladies who were with them fell asleep nearby. Everyone's getting sleepy. Now here you can see, look, poor little Beauty there, draped over the bed, one arm lolling about. Old woman there, fallen asleep. She looks a bit familiar, right? Does she look like any fairy we know? Let's see. Are you falling asleep yet? Wake yourself up. Give yourself a big old slap. There we go. Not going to let the nasty fairy get you falling asleep, kids. Turn the page. TTP. Going well so far. In the stables, the horses fell asleep. In the courtyard, the dogs stopped barking and fell asleep. On the roof, the pigeons stopped cooing and fell asleep. On the palace walls, even the flies stopped crawling and fell asleep. Everyone's sleeping. In the kitchen, the fire died out and the meat stopped cooking. The cook had been just about to box the scullery boy's ears because of something he'd forgotten to do, naughty scullery boy. But the cook fell asleep, and so did the scullery boy. Everyone's falling asleep. What's going to happen, guys? Now look, here you can see, look, two soldiers there on guard with their shiny helmets falling asleep. There you can see, look, the dogs falling asleep there as well in the background. Can't see the flies. Maybe we'll do a little close-up later on Facebook. But obviously, everyone's falling asleep. What's happening? Turn the page. The whole palace became silent. Moment of silence there. Fingers on lips. The whole palace became silent. Not a living creature moved. Boys and girls, can you stay still? Don't move. The wicked fairy will find you out. The wind dropped, and on the trees in the palace garden, not a leaf stirred. A hedge of thorns sprang up around the palace and its gardens, and every year the hedge grew higher and higher and thicker, and at last it grew so tall that it almost hid the palace entirely. Christian Lockyer just arrived as she pricked her finger. Why is that not a surprise, Mr. Lockyer? You always seem to arrive when there's a... Yeah, I won't go there. There are children. Each year the hedge grew higher and higher and thicker, and at last it grew so tall that it almost hid the palace. Only the flag and the topmost towers could be seen above it. Now look at that. Look at the size of that bush. Isn't it huge? Look, a big old bush hiding the palace. Massive there. Look, a big green bush. Nobody can see anybody. They're all asleep. The palace has been hidden. What's to do? Turn the page. Oh, it gets exciting now. The story of the beautiful princess who lay asleep spread throughout the kingdom and far beyond. She became known as, everybody, Sleeping Beauty. Yes, she is, because she's sleeping, and like me, beautiful. Sleeping Beauty. From time to time, many princes who had heard of her beauty journeyed to the palace, hoping to waken her. But the thorn hedge grew so quickly that none of the princes could force his way through it. Now, Mr. Harris, that is a good idea, isn't it? The bush needs a trim, right? The bush definitely needs a trim. It is a lush bush, Teresa. Everyone likes a lush bush. The bush definitely needs a trim. Maybe Mr. Harris can do a live video showing us how to trim a bush. That would be one I'd watch. I know everyone else would. So, anyone else, any comments on the bush? You're okay at the moment? Good. Let's move on. From time to time, many princes who'd heard of her beauty journeyed to the palace hoping to wake her, but the thorny bush grew so thickly that none of the princes could force his way through it. Difficult dilemma, right? Princes trying to fight their way through a bush. Everyone's sleeping inside, but the thorny hedge grew so quickly that couldn't force his way through it. Each one who tried found his hands and face torn and bleeding, and he had to give up, because you can't have a prince with a bleeding face, right? Doesn't work for them. They had on the show the whole time. Now, here we see one of the princes who attempted to tackle the bush. Now you can look at that. Look, he's determined, right? He's determined. Look at that determination on his face. You can see he's all cut up. He's all cut up there. His tights. Maybe he should have worn a bit more bush protective clothing. Yeah, his tights are all shredded, and look at his footwear. That he should have gone down millets, right? Got some heavy work boots, some toe caps, because you ain't going to get through nothing with that. So obviously shredded. Time and time again, this happened. Time and time again. What's a princess to do? Turn the page. With it so far. Okay, here we go. After many, many years, another king's son visited the kingdom of Sleeping Beauty. An old man told this prince a tale which his grandfather had told him. So if the man's old and his grandfather told him, it's a long time ago, right? Maybe 100 years? Let's find out. The tale was of a castle hidden behind a thick bush of thorns that grew nearby. In the castle, a beautiful princess known as Sleeping Beauty lay asleep. Her mother and father and all the people in the palace also lay fast asleep. Are you ready for this? It was said, we do it in our members, it was said that they had all been sleeping for 100 years. Yeah? Her mother and father and all the people in the palace also lay fast asleep for 100 years. And here we have a wise old man, right? Wise old man there chatting to this newfangled prince, okay? Obviously with his, let's just hold it still. Oh, I can't get this camera angle. There we go. And let's go that way. There he is with his staff. Okay, because all like wise old men had staffs in those days, and little like hooded numbers there. And here we see our prince, right? There's our prince. Let's just say he's obviously comfortable in his own skin. Yeah, comfortable with his masculinity. Dashing little horse there, and puffed up little sort of like, again, powder blue running theme in these books. Powder blue with some little like, I'm not sure what they're called, not epaulets. Somebody may tell me on the wardrobe side, but those little slits in the puffy sleeves. And on his head, what can only be described as a bunch of purple marigold rubber gloves. So we shall call him Prince Marigold. All right, Prince Marigold there, look, with his rubber gloves on his head, looking a bit chicken-fied. Prince Rubber Glove, looking astute. So here we go. What's he going to say? When the prince heard the old man's tale, he said, I must see this beautiful princess. Bit French there. I'm not sure where that came from. I must see this beautiful princess and try to waken her. Yeah, we'll make him French. I must see this beautiful princess and try to waken her. Oh, but wait, sir, cried the old man. But wait, sir, cried the old man. You do not know the dangers. My grandfather told me that in years gone by, many young princes tried to break through the bush. None could do it. Each one was badly wounded by the cruel thorns. Prince steps back. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. Je ne pas afraid, replied the prince. I must try to see this lovely princess, said Prince Marigold. And here he is, look. Now you can see the marigolds a bit clearer there, right? Prince Marigold there with his horse, wise men in the background, all eager. And look, legs akimbo, ready for action, ready to tackle the bush, ready to find the princess, ready to get a happy ending. Okay, so as he says, I'm not afraid, replied the prince. I must try to see this lovely princess. So, tomorrow night, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, dames, duchesses, queens, kings, royalty, we will continue over the page and find out what happened when the prince got inside the castle. Night, guys. See you later. Take care.